This is Eddie Boulay, and I hope you're having a marvelous day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And we are commanded to love each other. And yes, everything we do should be done in love. We can disagree, but we should disagree in love. We don't have to beat up on each other, and we don't have to demean and degrade each other to disagree with each other. This is going to be a short video. It's about this young man. I recently did a video about him. He's Nigerian, and he admonished Nigerians and advised them to stay out of Black Americans' business relative to reparations. Now, some people coming in talking about they have an opinion and they ought to be able to express their opinion. But I agree with him. When it comes to reparations, you need to stay out of it because it's much bigger than you migrating to the United States. Even if you came here and you didn't own slaves, that doesn't have anything to do with it. This country was built on the backs of slaves. So even if you didn't own slaves or you weren't here, you're still benefiting from their labor. And that is why we say the country was built on the backs of slaves. You're here because they built this extraordinary country. They were here and they did the back-breaking work. Everybody else can come in and say they helped, but the back-breaking work was done by the enslaved people with white people overseeing everything and bossing everybody around. This country was built on the backs of enslaved people with white people overseeing, slave driving, brutalizing, and replenishing the workforce. But the workforce was enslaved people. Slave labor in the United States in the 1800s was more valuable than all of the other industries in the United States put together. So that's why we say you're still benefiting from it. You're driving on these highways that was built by the enslaved people. The original structures were built by enslaved people. You're coming to colleges that were built by enslaved people. You're bragging about going to Harvard. Hell, Harvard was built by the enslaved people, built and paid for, and they didn't get paid for it. So yes, you're benefiting from slave labor. Everything in this country was touched by slave labor. Before slavery and after slavery, during the Industrial Revolution, and even in the age of technology, many of the luxuries and conveniences that you're enjoying in the United States of America were invented or discovered by enslaved people or their descendants. The enslaved people's fingerprints are on everything in this country. And for anybody who's going to be tempted to write to me saying something about slavery existed all over the world and everybody has been enslaved at some point, let me invite you to go to one of those other countries where slavery existed, because those people may not want their reparations. We want ours. So reparations payments are on the table in the United States of America. If you are here and you don't want to be a part of paying African Americans the debt that America owes, then you need to start thinking about leaving. But that's not what this video is about. And so let me get back to the original goal of the video. I will first say that we are commanded to love each other, but we don't have to agree with each other. But this video is about this young man. Does anybody know who he is? He struck a positive chord with some of the people that viewed my last video where he's telling Nigerians to mind their business. Further on in the video, which I didn't show, he was saying that you Nigerians and West Africans and all those African people, you bought a plane ticket to come to the United States. You bought a plane ticket to go to UK. You bought a plane ticket to go to Germany. And he said, did they buy a ticket to get on a slave ship? The answer to that is no. Now, some people are never going to understand that because they don't want to understand it. But he's telling the truth, and a lot of Black Americans agree with him. So, people want to know who he is. Does anybody know who this guy is? The ladies apparently think he's handsome. He has a very Western look. He looks like an African American, really. But the ladies just found him attractive and they want to know who he is. And the men seem to want to know who he is because they like what he said and would like to know more about him and his channel. I like the fact that he was speaking to his own people. I think there's a lot that Black Americans and Africans, regardless to what part of Africa they come from, I think we could learn a lot from each other if everybody would just listen and drop the pride and just listen. But I guess it begins with everybody speaking to their own people. At any rate, I liked what he said too. So anyway, if anybody knows who this young man is or can track him down, please let me know so I can let my subscribers know who he is. So maybe they will go and like to support him on his channel because he's probably got some other interesting things to say. Let me warn you, he is Nigerian. So there are going to be some things about Black Americans that he doesn't like. So when you track him down now, don't be surprised if he brings that same heat to Black Americans. And he should. It should be balanced. Okay, y'all, so if you know who he is, please let me know. Thank you for listening. Subscribe to the channel. Give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment. Share the video. And as always, have a great day.